He caught up to them at the playground. They were diving headfirst down the sliding board. Stack, all three. Come on, Snots, make it 4, Beans called. Palmer's mother had told him about sliding boards, way back when she started bringing him to the playground. Hold tight to the rail as you climb the ladder. No sliding down stacked. No sliding down headfirst. But this was a new time. He wasn't here with his mother. He was here with the guys, his guys. Snots, come on! He joined them on the ladder. As the stack arranged itself, he wandered up on the bottom. He could not take a deep breath. He could feel the shape of his belt buckle in his stomach. He could smell the teeny slide. And down they went. And for the 2-second trip, Palmer felt something more than the thrill of a plunge. He felt his friends above riding him, clutching him, depending on him. Had the side been 1,000 feet long, he would have carried them happily. And then they were spilling off the end like potatoes dumped from a sack. Again and again they rode the slide, taking turns on the bottom. The first time Beans was on the bottom, he clamped the sides halfway down and stopped, sending the rest of them tumbling to the ground. A lady called from the swings, "Hey, you kids, no stacking." Beans pinched his nose and honked, "Hey, you're old man," as they went flying down again. Mutto and Henry honked too. Finally, Palmer did it. His back to the lady, pinching his nose, getting it out, "Hey, you're old man," just before the giggles came, forgetting he hated the park. Then Beans was pointing from the top steps, shouting, "Look!" Everyone followed the pointing finger to a kid leaning against the monkey bars, a big kid, chewing on beef stick. Mutto gasped, "Farquhar!" Farquhar it was, legendary Wringer, the coolest, most feared kid in town. Why, you were staring at a bunch of 9-year-olds. Beans called to Farquhar. "Here he is," he was pointing at Palmer. "The birthday boy." Suddenly Palmer understood. His birthday was no secret to Farquhar. He was about to receive the ultimate honor, the ultimate test, the treatment. Farquhar started walking. They followed. Nobody gave the treatment like Farquhar. Palmer knew a kid who had his arm in a sling for a week after. Yet Farquhar himself was maddeningly unpredictable. Some birthday boys he seemed to totally ignore, passing them on the street as he usually did, as if they were dog-do. On the other hand, he had been known to walk halfway across town, knock on a door and say sweetly to a surprised parent, "I hear there's a birthday boy in here." Some kids turned to quivering zombies. They kept their birthdays as secret as possible. In school, if their teacher announced their birthday, they denied it, claiming it as a mistake. They refused to have parties. They stayed inside their house for a month so they would not bump into Farquhar. But there was another side to it. There was the honor. There was the respect you got from the other kids. The kind of respect that comes to soldiers who survived great battles. There was the pride in yourself, in knowing you passed the test more dreaded and painful than any 10 teachers together can give. Farquhar led them to the World War I cannon. The cannon was on a small grassy hill overlooking the park. Farquhar approached Palmer. With the end of one finger, he pushed the last segment of beefsteak into his mouth. "Left or right?" he said. Palmer not known he would get a choice. "Left, no right." "Make up your mind." "Left." "Left it is," said Farquhar. Farquhar rolled up Palmer's left sheet sleeve to the top of his shoulder, so that the entire arm was bare. Farquhar studied the arm for a long time, pressing, feeling like a doctor. Finally, he said to Beans, "Put your finger right here. Don't move till I say." Palmer felt Beans' fingertip on his arm, a bony part about halfway between elbow and shoulder. Farquhar spat on his fingertip, rubbed the tip in dirt, and made a resting mud move, made a mark on Palmer's arm where Beans' finger had been. At this point, it was rumored some kids wet their pants. "Blindfold?" said Farquhar. Palmer looked over the peaceful scene. People saying, walking in the park, in the trees. Children shouts, "No," he said. But nothing came out. His throat had turned to sand. He coughed, swallowed, tried again. "No." "Okay," said Farquhar. "Don't move." "And don't look," thought Palmer. That's what he had always heard on the street. If you ever get the treatment, don't look. By the time Farquhar bunched up his fist and stuck out the knuckle of his middle finger, it was hard as a ball peen hammer and sharp as a spear. Bad enough you had to feel it. Don't make things worse by watching it coming. Farquhar took a position to Palmer's left side. He backed off a step, spread his legs, planted his feet firmly. He crouched, lowering himself. Palmer felt a gust of beefsteak breath. Beans and Mutton stood directly in front, grinning, as if watching someone about to get hot foot. Palmer wished he had asked for the blindfold. Henry was off to the side. Palmer took a quick look at him and wished he hadn't. Henry was not grinning. His eyes were as wide as a hangman's noose. Palmer turned back to find Beans' grin wider than ever. Beans had the most incredible teeth Palmer had ever seen. Beans swore he had not brushed them since the big ones came in. At one time or another, Palmer had seen every color in the crayon boxes in Beans' teeth. Their major color was dull yellowish brown fringed with green. Beans and Mutton shouted one as the first rap hit, and Palmer understood exactly the genius of Farquhar. He understood that Farquhar somehow knew his body better than himself did, that there was no need to rear back like a baseball pitcher and bring the fist, that when the perfect spot is found, the tip of the knuckle, fired from a mere 6 inches away, is enough so that Palmer's whole body was sucked into suddenly new sinkhole in his arm. But Palmer kept his mouth shut. "Don't you scream," the street had always said. "If you do, you get an extra." 2. Tears sprang to Palmer's eyes, smearing the grins of Beans and Mutton. "Don't cry," the street said, "or you get 2 extras." 3. Palmer bit on his lips and screamed inside his head, bashed chairs and flung himself against the walls of the brain case. "Stop, stop, stop, stop!" 4. He takes his time. You want it to be over fast, but he goes real slow. Henry had turned his back. 5. Mom! 6. 7. 8. 9.